Hi everyone, it's Darla at Scrap Happens here with Tuesday's tip. Today I want to show you how to use the Gilded Leafing and the Heat and Stick powder to create a beautiful card. Both of these products are new to our mini catalog that goes from January through June of this year. I also use the Art Gallery stamp set, the stitched shapes framelits to cut my frames, and I use the gold hoops down here below. So let's get started. I pre-cut a frame in Bermuda Bay. One of these frames I'll show you is it's just a white frame that I completely use the Gilded Leafing on to cover it completely. The one I'm going to show you today, I just left some empty spots so the Bermuda Bay would show through. So to cover it completely, you just put the versamark on the whole frame and then use your heat and stick and cover the whole thing with gold leafing. So I'm going to show you how to do the splattered look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my versamark and I'm just going to randomly stamp it. And I'm going to pour the heat and stick powder on top. Pour that back in my little jar. And I think I'll add a little more in some spots because they're just to make it look a little better, I think. But we'll see when it's finished. I'm going to flick some of it off. And then the next thing I'm going to do, set this aside, is I'm going to heat it so it will become sticky. So I have my heat tool here, and you'll see it gets shiny. Because I almost blew it off the table. And then I have my gold leafing that I'm just going to place on there. It's nice and sticky. And kind of brush it off where it's not sticking. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to heat it again so that the Gilded Leafing stays in place. See, this isn't sticking, so I'll just tear that off. It's really a fun project. I haven't done much with it, just a couple things, but it's fun. And it just goes everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna, again, just clean off the part that this didn't have any sticky underneath. Okay, and there you have your frame. Next, I want to show you how I did the flower. Okay, so I have a pre-cut 2.5 by 2.5 piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp it with the Art Gallery flower stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it in the corner. And I'm going to heat this because I found that if I put the heat and stick right on it, that it also attached to the ink that was a little bit moist, and then my flower just turned out totally covered, not nearly as pretty. Okay, so that ink is dried, and then I'm going to take the second step to the stamp, ink it up with a versamark, and stamp it. Right on there. And I'm going to pour my heat and stick on there. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside. Next, I'm going to get my Gilded Leafing, and I wanted to tell you, like on my frame that I covered the entire frame, I just dipped the whole thing down in there. And it covered it, and I just pressed it down. Now, with this frame, I didn't do that because I didn't want it in all the spots. And on this flower, I don't want it all over. So I am just going to place... I forgot a step. Better start over. I forgot to make my heat and stick sticky. So I'm not going to start all over. I'm just going to not skip that step. You see it becoming shiny. Okay, here we go. So then I'm going to place my gilding where I want it. You can see where it's shiny. Look at these big pieces. They're so fun. Okay, and there you have it. Set that aside, and I'm going to heat it one last time to set it in place. There you have it. I had a couple little pieces that weren't adhered because there was no sticky under them, so I'll get those off. And then I'm just going to put it under my frame. I use dimensionals to attach it on the finished card. So I will share all the details of the finished card and all the other things that I used on my blog at scraphappensherewithdarla.com. So be sure to check that out. And if you like this video and want to see more of them, hit subscribe so you don't miss one for the future. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you'll give this product a try. It's a lot of fun. I'd love to see what you come up with. I can't wait to play with it some more. You have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week with Tuesday's tip.